The lunchbox shouldn't have been mine. It was pink, small, and carried the faint smell of strawberries. My wife must have slipped it into my bag by mistake that morning. I noticed it only at work, tucked neatly beside my files. I laughed, showed it to a colleague, a man who used to be a surgeon before he abandoned medicine for reasons he never discussed. He opened it with a smile that froze halfway. His face drained of color. "Where's your daughter?" he asked sharply. "At school," I said, confused. "Leave, now. Take her to a hospital. Don't argue." His voice shook. I frowned. "Why?" He shut the box with trembling hands. "I can't explain here, but if you don't, she won't survive." The laughter died in my throat. I left the office without another word, a cold knot twisting in my chest. In the car, the smell of strawberries clung to me. Sweet, artificial, wrong. At the hospital, tests were immediate. My daughter cried as nurses drew blood, their urgency disguised in professional calm. I asked questions. They gave none. An hour later, a doctor pulled me into a quiet room. His words cut through me like surgical steel. "Your daughter's lunch contained traces of a toxic compound, not accidental, repeated exposure." I stared at him, unable to process. "You mean she's been poisoned?" His silence was the answer. The ground shifted beneath me. My mind clawed for explanations, any thread of reason. My wife packed her meals every day, with care, with love, or so I thought. The doctor's final words rang hollow, surreal. If you hadn't brought her today, her organs would have begun shutting down within weeks. Weeks! That meant this wasn't new. I walked out of that office with the weight of something darker than fear pressing against my ribs. Not a mistake, not negligence, something deliberate. Someone wanted my daughter gone, and the only hands that touched her food were my wife's. I didn't accuse her, not yet. I watched instead, quietly, precisely. At home, I studied her routines, the way she chopped fruit, the careful packing of sandwiches, the faint smile when she handed the lunchbox over. Too perfect. I began saving portions, slipping them into small bags, labeling dates. I sent them anonymously for testing. The results came back, each one confirming what I already knew. Small doses, slow, steady destruction hidden beneath sweetness. I checked her phone when she slept, her messages tucked under passcodes she thought I couldn't crack. What I found was worse than poison. Conversations with a man I'd never met. Intimate, coded, plans whispered between lines. One message chilled me. "It won't be long now. Then we'll finally be free." Free. From me. From our child. I moved through the days like a ghost, expressionless, careful not to betray what I carried inside. At work, I smiled. At home, I played the role of husband. But every glance at her was calculated, every silence deliberate. She had no idea the ground beneath her was already breaking. The final test confirmed it, a lethal compound, building in her body for weeks. I printed the report, placed it neatly in a folder. That evening, when she set the table, I slid the folder across. "Read it." She frowned, opened it. Her eyes moved, then froze. The color drained from her face, the same pallor I had seen on my colleague days ago. I, I don't understand." I watched her carefully, calm, silent. "You packed her lunch." My voice was flat, almost disinterested. Tears welled, her hands trembled. "It wasn't me, I swear, I would never." I tilted my head. "Then who?" Her silence was the answer. And when I finally said his name, the man from her messages, her whole body flinched. I didn't shout, I didn't strike her. Instead, I handed her phone back, open, every secret laid bare. "I know everything." Her lips parted, searching for words that wouldn't come. I leaned closer, voice quiet enough to cut. "You wanted freedom. You almost had it. She broke, sobbing, collapsing into herself. I left her there, in the silence she created, the truth pressing on her like a noose. I had already forwarded the reports, the messages, everything, to people who would not look away. Police, her family, his wife. The destruction was set in motion. All I had to do was step aside. The house feels colder now, quieter. My daughter sleeps peacefully again, her body recovering inch by inch. She doesn't know the shadow that almost consumed her. I watch her breathe, steady and soft, and I feel nothing for the woman who sleeps in a cell tonight. No grief, no pity, just clarity. She poisoned her own blood for love of another man. That is who she was all along. And I see it now with brutal simplicity. The person I shared my life with was never real. Only the betrayal was. And now, so is my silence.